I have all kinds of favorite plants that I love to share with people who have just started gardening. Why? Well, because they're pretty much bulletproof and they don't use a lot of water. So let's take a look at some of them. I've got a little bit of everything for everybody. So flowers, herbs, even vegetables. See what we've got here. Well, first of all, you might see these beautiful dianthus and coreopsis in your nursery. They're always a great bet. Just take them out of their original pots, get them in another pot or in the ground, give them a good water, and you're done. Something that's even easier is my favorite thing with your sedum. They're not going to hardly need any watering at all, and they're going to be beautiful, and they don't mind the heat. Great choice. So this is a sedum autumn joy. It's going to grow pretty tall, and then it's going to put out little pink flowers, and the butterflies are going to love it. This little sedum is a type of stone crop, has these tiny little yellow flowers, and it's just going to continue to sort of cascade and spill. So these are a great choice. This right here is some of my sedum that I pulled out of my yard. Look at all these different plants it has. So it is starting to get really mature and really crowded. So here's how easy it is to give one of these away. You pull it off the base. You have some really nice roots here, and you could go ahead and put it in some water if you want, let it make a few more roots, or I just plug these back into the ground and give them some good watering. They're just fine. These indeed are those plants that you can dig up, throw to the side for another day, and they'll probably be fine going back in the ground. So, love me the sedum autumn joy. Take a look at some of the others now. So something else that is absolutely a bulletproof favorite of mine that, again, you can throw to the side if you can't plant it today, and it's going to be fine tomorrow. It's going to be this big hunk of black-eyed Susans. And when you look at this big hunk, there are a lot of individual plants in it. So it can be as simple as just getting in there with your bare hands and pulling it out. And there we go. You just plug that into the ground, and you have another black-eyed Susan that's going to grow. Now, the other great thing about these kind of plants that I'm showing you here is that they multiply like crazy, which means you're going to have plants in the future to give away, which is a great way to try out new things. And that's just the beginning of some of my bulletproof plants. Every now and then, you get a bulletproof plant that's a surprise to you. So look at this poor little thing. Well, I almost threw it away. It sat outside all winter, and it dried all up, and it was cheap. I got it on sale at the end of the season last year, and it was pretty. But then all of a sudden, I looked down, and boom, flowering. So all I'm going to have to do now is just cut away some of this dead stuff, and we'll see how it goes. Sometimes bulletproof plants are just a experiment in what outlasts and outlives your neglect. Oh, a real favorite of mine, we have daylilies. Now, I've had people give me daylilies. I've thrown them bare root in the trunk of the car and forgotten about them for a week, and they look a little dried up, but they will grow. So, always daylilies. And another favorite here for the different insects, for the butterflies, is yarrow. And it spreads like crazy. Not like invasive, but it does spread. So again, you can yank it out and give it to other people. This one has a lot of great roots on it. So nice flowers. Now let's look at some of the herbs. So it's easy to have a big tub for your herbs, just a big planter. And once you get things in there, then I suggest you keep it near the back door. And it's something that when you rinse off vegetables, you can take that water and pour it in there. So that will make it a water-wise type of planting for you. So in this one planter, I have some rosemary. I have a strawberry mint that is new for me this year. I somehow ended up with a mustard plant in there, probably just tossing seeds around to the plant next to it, but I think that's going to be fun. I got some parsley and some basil, and they are actually going to do quite well in this pot together. And they're going to be easy to take care of and a lot of fun. What else do we have? Do not forget the herbs that spread really nicely like oregano. These are so easy to take care of. Just plunk them in the dirt, and pretty soon you're going to have almost an oregano bush. They're really great. Okay, here is one that you just need to know a little bit about how to deal with it. Both of these are different types of mints. You can tell it's a mint if it has a square stem. And mints are a little tricky because if you just put them in the garden, they're going to spread everywhere. So I do recommend that you put them in a pot. They could go in with this oregano, and that way they're not going to end up all over your bed and taking it over. What else here? Oh, onions. Now these are a really great type of onion. These are called a walking onion or an Egyptian onion. And you can see they don't get that big onion bulb, but all of this is very edible, even the greens. What is very cool about them is that they have these little things that come out the top when they're making their new little bulbs. And eventually that will get heavy and fall over, root itself, and so it's walking across your yard. But again, pretty much bulletproof as these types of things go. One other thing that I would suggest you just try would be some form of peppers. These are some little jalapenos. They're going to need to wait a little bit longer before I feel that it's safe to put them in. But after that, once they get going and it gets hot, again, I've found it pretty hard to kill jalapenos. So another bulletproof thing that you can do is take advantage of some of our spring and late fall annuals, like these pansies. These are great. They really can withstand a lot of those late frosts or early frosts, depending on the time of year. They are an annual, so they are not going to come back for you next year, but they're well worth it in their nice perkiness. Now, I've combined these with this greenery back here, and this actually are turnip greens. I had a few seeds that sort of wasn't sure what to do with, and I thought, well, I'm going to stick them in here with the pansies because they both liked being nice and cool. And both of them, really, their only needs are some water. Pretty hard to kill as long as you keep it cool and wet. So don't stress yourself out. Don't feel like you have to grow absolutely everything the first time, and certainly feel like it's okay to share with other people and trade and ask them what are the things that they really need to get rid of because they have too much of, and those are going to be your bulletproof plants. So get out there, get gardening, have a lot of fun, and you might even have some fun experiments like I did.
For inspiring garden tours, growing tips, and garden projects, visit our website at volunteergardener.org or on YouTube at the Volunteer Gardener channel, and like us on Facebook.